Howdy, 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 howdy. Ooh, as we wait for Substack and TikTok to join us. It didn't. Wait a minute. Where are you watching that?
What are you watching?
What do you mean? Then I didn't use. I did use the one with the glasses.
The last time you ain't been using it.
Oh, that's my bad. That's on me.
So what are you watching? A wedding?
Okay.
Let's not talk about the coming of the Lord.
Okay. Let's get into today's news. Yes, Trump addressed the UN. There was a lot of rambling. A lot of rambling. He talked about windmills. He threatened people, well, countries that are still purchasing oil and gas from Russia, even though Putin. Okay. Um, he was threatening people for using gas and oil from Russia. He was talking about the only thing that the UN gave him was an escalator that didn't work well, and that he could have fallen and Melania could have fallen, but Melania is in good shape and he's in good shape. It was a shit show. If we could be anything but from the United States, if only, if only.
If they only had a brain.
Now, if you all remember, yesterday I brought to you all news of the reunion of Cantaloupe, Cankersaurus Rex, and Alania Musk Cretini at the, I guess we could call it Kirkathon, because it wasn't a memorial service. It was a rally with 2 to 3 business minutes dedicated to the Kirk family.
2025.
That's pretty much what it is. But coming from AL.com, Alabama.com, Elon Musk issued dire warning as he reunited with Trump at Charlie Kirk Memorial, influencer says. In death, Charlie Kirk helped reunite the world's richest man and the world's dumbest man. I'm sorry. That is not what that said. Hold on. Let's rewind.
Oh.
In death, Charlie Kirk helped reunite the world's richest man and the world's most powerful man, according to a right-wing influencer.
You had it right the first time.
I had it right the first time. Benny Johnson, who guest hosted Kirk's show on Monday, said Musk accepted Trump's invitation to sit with him for Sunday's memorial to Kirk, who was shot and killed September 10th while speaking to students at Utah Valley University. You mean speaking at students? Just saying.
Yeah, students.
Hold on. TikTok, we're going to move you up so I can. There we go. Because your girl is blind. Don't say nothing, studio audience.
Damn it.
I felt it coming.
I was so about to.
Mm-hmm. Don't get silenced again. Johnson recalled Musk embracing Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, after the event with a small group of people, and issuing a dire warning. What dire warning?
Diarrhea.
Like Elania, are you trying to impregnate Erica next? Is she supposed to be the next baby mama that you don't pay any child support to? And to the young lady coming for Cardi B's neck for having another child, when she has the resources to take care of that child, but you got no smoke for all these men having all these babies and they're celebrities, I'm gonna need you to be quiet and worry about your petals, about your flower, and who's touching them petals, because that rant, it gave jealousy and some unhealed trauma.
No, seriously, who she got a baby? Who she pregnant by?
Her new boyfriend. Offset's favorite player from his favorite team. Literally. He hugs Erica Kirk. He looks, boy,
sweet revenge.
That get back was the get back.
Get back was the get back.
Woo! He looks to all of us and he goes, if we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately. So let us unite. I was proud to sit with my president tonight. Musk said, according to Johnson.
I'll hang them all together.
First of all,
I will hang them
First of all,
all
you
together.
bitches too heavy to hang. Okay, y'all don't even hang low. You,
Some cable cord to do
we have to get together.
it.
Y'all not making the money that y'all thought that y'all was gonna make separately. Okay, and Trump knows that he needs Elon back because he needs Elon's money more than ever. Because he needs the midterms won. If the GOP loses seats in the midterm, Trump is not only impeached, he's removed. And one by one, what Beyonce say, one by one, we hang them high. They're going to remove everybody he instilled. The cabinet's going to go. His judges are going to go. His justices are going to go. All of these people can be impeached. I keep telling y'all that. Huh?
I'm talking to Jay. Who is Trayvon Diggs?
The boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
And for the album release, he bought her a big, huge bouquet of flowers that sat on the back of a flatbed.
That's who bought it. Okay, yeah.
Now, my allergies could never, okay? My allergies could never. But it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. But if you want to buy me a Reese cup that's big enough to fit on the flatbed, I will not be upset.
That would bring ants and bugs, and not the doodle bug, but just bugs.
Not as quickly as I would. I would dive right in the middle of it. And
anywho, back to the.
You think I'm about to dive in? Musk, who played a role in the Trump administration with the Department of Government Efficiency, which aimed to cut waste, it didn't, and fraud, it didn't, from the budget, had a falling out with the president over Trump's one big beautiful bill because it was a shit show. It was a shit show, and they have not cut out any fraud. They have not reduced any frivolous spending. They have bankrupted every budget that.
No, like, bro, who the fuck is Trump?
Who's up? What?
She said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm here too." I'm confused.
Wait, you?
I'm sorry, I ain't interrupting the news. I'm just reading the comments.
Oh yes, Swartz. He's here too. He is the studio audience for about another 10 minutes.
Hey, Swords, mwah, love you. Don't do shit to fuck up my reputation. Oh, me. I'm sorry. Excuse me for being Unc.
Could have swore this was my show and that I was the star of the show. You are the studio audience.
You sell a record. I just make sure they buy the record lest I break their kneecaps.
Just you know what? Just feed me. Amid the feud, never mind. I ate well. Amid the feud, Musk dialed back his tweeting of political issues on his social media platform X. Yeah, X ain't giving it to us.
We're gonna call it X. ICKS.
Leave me alone in how I pronounce stuff.
No, this ain't what we're gonna call it. X.
I try.
Give me the X.
Johnson noted that Charlie Kirk prayed for reconciliation between the two men. Charlie Kirk prayed?
I don't know how that's possible.
He prayed? I'm pretty sure he PREYED, but I don't think he PRAYED.
I think he PEED when he got shot. My bad.
I'm just all I know. I don't know about him praying, but I do know that truth is he's tired. Options are few. They took him to the king.
The king rejected him. Sent him straight to hell.
If anybody asks you where Charlie's going, soon he's going down below
to be with Satan.
He's going down below
to be with Satan.
He's going. I can't even get it out. I gotta stop. I'm gonna be wheezing. I don't have my inhaler. We gotta stop. Okay, we got errands to run, and one of the errands ain't to the emergency room.
It's not.
Charlie said in this chair, right? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me get my good podcaster voice going. Charlie said In this chair, right here. He hoped it happened, Johnson said, gesturing to the chair in the studio. Charlie said, Pray. I pray that Elon Musk and Donald Trump that Donald Trump reconcile. And they did so at Charlie's funeral in Charlie's memory. You know what? The only Charlie I can respect with the taglines and stuff was Tiger Blood, Charlie Sheen. That's and Charlie Brown. I did like Charlie Brown. He's a little slow.
Charlie Chaplin.
A
little bit.
Charlie got a history with the girls, and by girls I mean literal girls.
Okay, well, never mind. I retract my life of Charlie Chaplin. And like Charlie the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
Okay.
We just have to reconcile with the fact that Charlie and his grandpa was a little sadistic, and his grandpa was the ultimate grifter.
Man,
that motherfucker stayed in the bed till it was time to go have some fun. Then you couldn't work in all them years.
None of people get it done.
You couldn't contribute to shit. You laid in a bed in the middle of the kitchen. Do you know how I would have put hands on my dad? The pops would have got it.
I can get him to go to the chocolate factory with Charlie. I wish the fuck you would move. You ain't
moving. Look, it said Charlie bit me. He did. Charlie bit me. Charlie. Now, you know what? They need to stop acting like Charlie Kirk. First of all, Charlie's wife, okay, Triple K Kirk, came out to fireworks. She came in like a wrecking ball. But let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Now, I believe that I am a very special individual, okay? And we all can agree that I am extra as hell, okay?
Yes, we can agree.
I am extravagant for no good damn reason.
None at all.
So,
I thought we was agreeing.
You always want to agree with me on the wrong shit.
You think we can agree? My bad. I'm sorry.
So, you know, some sparklers go out, some pink, like, yes, come out to that with me. But Charlie was not Gum Delicious, Gummy Berenstein. Okay, why is she? And this woman was trying hard to force a tear to come out. She was like she was the lawnmower that just couldn't start. Okay, she wasn't even a little engine that could. She just could not. Okay, she was doing things like Charlie was still on top of her. Like you could tell she couldn't fake it. Yeah, she could not fake it. She couldn't fake it to make it. Polo tink tink. Polo tink tink. Now, as I opened up, I told you that Trump was on a rambling mess, trying to check the UN, trying to posture. And this man has balls. He stood in front of representatives from the world, lying about what they do in their own countries, lying about their leaders, like to their face.
To their face.
I know people who will lie, but they won't lie in front of the person. Like they're that smart. But simultaneous to that happening, and shout out to my friend Janet for making me aware of this. Thank you, girl. She does look like a lighter skinned Janet Jackson. Anyhow, stay focused. Right. Coming from NPR, devices seized near UN meeting could have shut down cell phone networks. Because once again, our federal government is too concerned with sucking the shit out of Trump's ass.
Crash Grinder.
Then they crash Grinder, Pornhub, and Sniffies. That we have no national intelligence. We don't have anything going on. But the U.S. Secret Service said it uncovered a large network of electronic devices capable of disrupting cell phone networks in New York ahead of the 80th anniversary meeting of the United Nations General Assembly. Wow. The agency tasked with protecting the president and vice president did not share evidence of a specific plot or threat against world leaders during the annual gathering because they probably don't fucking know. Okay. We are being led by a bunch of fake journalists, podcasters, and anybody that Trump will let grab by the pussy.
Good thing I ain't got one of those.
And if y'all think that I'm joking, a former White House aide has now become a top prosecutor to go after Letitia James.
She's grinding.
And before you ask, yes, it is another eugenics princess. Blonde with tits.
Nice.
However, U.S. Secret Service Director Sean Curran said that the potential for damage was significant, ranging from disabling regional cell phone towers to facilitating communications between criminals and foreign adversaries. I thought we didn't have no criminals left. Trump. Remember, you said you eradicated crime. And the only reason we can't say it's 100% gone is because they're labeling men having a little fight with their wives as a crime. That's why the Raptor was canceled. They're gonna Raptor after crash and grind. They crashed Grinder and Sniffies, and I had to research to find out what Sniffies is. And
what is Sniffies?
Oh, it's an app where you can go and get people's underwear, socks, clothes, anything to sniff. And evidently it's not all that popular or widely known. And yeah, 300 million. Like, are we the 300 million that died? Are we the 300 or are we the surviving? Because did we even have 300 million in the population? Like, are we just in a collective fever dream? Have we already been raptured? Is this like the show The Good Place, where we think that we made it to the good place, but really we in the bad place?
Don't tell me about that. I ain't watched it. Damn it.
I'm going to take you back to the good place. You want to go back to the good place?
Yes, please.
I don't cook. I don't clean. I do cook and clean. Don't.
Clean my pipes. Yeah.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What octave did you hit? That's why we can't have nice things. That's why we can't have nice things.
Well, you asked.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
I'm just Shabba.
And I like snacks. According to the Secret Service, there were over 300 SIM servers, 100,000 SIM cards, and other illicit materials found in multiple sites in the tri-state area surrounding New York City.
I don't even want to know.
Which one of the Secret Service agents is a spy? Which one of the Secret Service agents is a spy? You didn't just come across that. You didn't just stumble upon that. You did.
Eugenics?
You didn't just come across that. You didn't just stumble upon that. Absolutely not. As somebody who works in IT and the amount of... Okay, I'm not about to incriminate myself. But you did... Who from the Secret Service is a spy? You're right, Amy. All of them are... Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they just found them today. Today. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Right now.
I would see this is one of those slippery slope stories where yes, I could explain to y'all why I'm in shock, but I learned the hard way the last time I tried to explain something tech related when it came to agencies getting involved. I got to knock on the door. And it's very hard to explain to them I ain't involved, given my alleged track record with messing with allegedly politicians.
Allegedly.
Especially allegedly Mitch the glitchy bitch. Allegedly. So I hate to do this because I do not like the trust me bro type of things, but trust me, bro. This is not something they stumbled across. They caught a fellow agent slipping. Secret Service agents are working alongside the New York Police Department. Oh, NYPD. Well, those bastards. I think the only ones more corrupt than them is LAPD or IMPD, Indianapolis PD. You don't sleep on Indianapolis. Also, be careful. And other law enforcement agencies, including Homeland Security investigations, to conduct forensic analysis on the devices. Oh, shit. Absolutely not. Okay. DHS couldn't even keep their leader, Christy Nome, from getting her shit swiped while getting a burger over the holidays with her family. They couldn't even pull a door and be like, swipe right now, swipeys. I don't, It is easier to believe that they were planting listening devices because if you don't, let me put it to you like this. Every cell phone has a SIM card, whether it's a physical SIM card or if now you've moved to a digital SIM card. And also think of like a memory card that you may have. You may have a couple of them. Who would know? Who would know? How would you know? They're gonna know. How would they know? Matt McCool, the special agent in charge of the U.S. Secret Service Washington Field Office, said forensic investigation has already revealed the involvement of at least one foreign nation, as well as several bad actors already known to law enforcement. Let me think. Someone from a foreign nation and bad actors that are already known to these. Who at APAC did it? Who at APAC did it?
Who gonna tell me?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, please trickle over to YouTube, unless you're already over on YouTube if you're now, and look at my breakdown of APAC and the history of it. And there's a lot of espionage going on with APAC. That's what I said. To dismantle and make APAC disappear, call for the prosecution under the Espionage Act. Oh, and guess what? The Trump administration decided while the UN is convening, diplomats cannot purchase from Costco. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but it's so serious. I have the story on TikTok and YouTube. The Trump administration was like, foreign diplomats cannot make purchases at Costco.
Y'all can't be buying in bulk. It's making no savings.
No combo specials from you from the food court.
You cannot get a piece of pizza and a drink. What's fucking wrong with Trump?
When I tell you, I sat here for the longest verifying this story and rereading it like, this cannot be life.
Okay, y'all, the studio audience has to go to the eye doctor.
All right, babe.
I'll be back in a little bit, baby.
All right. Yeah, so foreign dignitaries almost got their cell phone data snap, and they can't even go to Costco and do a little retail therapy and make themselves feel better. I guess Rodeo Drive. That's where they gotta go. I can't. Okay. McCool said the investigation is ongoing and that the agency made the decision to share information about the threat with the public in the early stages to safeguard critical infrastructure. How is telling can't keep a secret United States? You know, the only secret the United States has been able to truly keep, there's two. Who Eleanor Roosevelt was really fucking and who JFK was really fucking. Like, them the two secrets that we can't keep a damn secret. Okay? We can't. We can't keep a secret. The investigation comes at a time when U.S. national security officials and private sector experts are tracking ongoing breaches of telecommunications companies aiming to steal private communications of senior U.S. government officials, including President Trump. The group responsible, often referred to as Salt Typhoon, has been linked to the Chinese government. Isn't it funny that they're saying that it's the Chinese government while we're in negotiations regarding TikTok and proclaiming that the United States is about to take over the TikTok algorithm on US soil, which we know is not true. And Trump keeps acting like he's negotiating some new deal with new investors when the US leg of TikTok has always been US heavy in regards to investments. And the TikTok ban has been in effect since it was passed by Congress in April of last year. And just like Joe Biden said and everybody else agreed to, we're just not going to enforce it. And we haven't been enforcing it. It's just been pomp and circumstance for Trump. But the Chinese government. The Chinese government. Okay. Yes. It's also been rumored that Eleanor had a liking for the black ladies. This, this. Well, hello, Kate. How are you? Yeah. But Lord have mercy. So, in case you missed it yesterday, in the midst of yesterday's show, and then I did a standalone video as well. It's, as always, available on TikTok and on YouTube. Jimmy Kimmel will be back tonight. Everybody keeps, not everybody, but the Kirk stands, especially those that were at Kirkapalooza, are trying to equate him to Christ. But it's been 3 days. He has not risen again. But Jimmy Kimmel did. So, coming from the Associated Press, Jimmy Kimmel is set to return to his late night show after ABC lifts suspension. Jimmy Kimmel is set to return to late night television Tuesday after a nearly week-long suspension that triggered a national discussion about freedom of speech and President Donald Trump's ability to police the words of journalists, commentators, and even comics. But two groups of ABC affiliates that denounced Kimmel last week said they would not carry his return. Nexstar Media Group said Tuesday it would continue to preempt the show, pending assurances that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue in the markets we serve. Sinclair Broadcast Group also said it would also keep Kimmel off its stations. The two corporations collectively control about a quarter of ABC affiliates. So if you're in that area or you don't see Jimmy Kimmel tonight and you are an avid Jimmy Kimmel watcher or you just want to support, make sure you contact Nexstar Media Group and Sinclair Broadcast Group and let them know. Y'all don't give a fuck about fostering positive anything when the face ain't white and the undercarriage doesn't have a schlong. Okay? If the person doesn't have a prostate and pretend to be Christian and have extremely pale skin, y'all don't care what they say. If something were to happen to me right now, people made the most egregious jokes, nobody would be calling for anybody to get fired. And before you go, Taz, you don't know. Yes, I do. I do know from experience. Nobody would. They'd up the ante. They would up the ante. So, yeah, y'all want to play these games to capitulate to Trump? Cool. Cool. Learn what Target has learned. Learn what McDonald's has learned. Learn what Starbucks has learned. Learn what Disney is learning. You all have power. You have the power. Now, here's something that is kind of getting, not kind of, it is getting swept under the rug. People are just not talking about it. And by people, I mean those that love to come out, rage bait, fear monger, and everything else, and claim that they're delivering the news so people stay in the know. Like one particular individual, who the only reason why we know their last name is because their pops helped Trump with Russia, was a Ukrainian liaison. That previously would act like they had the inside scoop to stuff, but was just reading articles like a bunch of us do. Just didn't know how to break it down. Time about, I'll give you a full breakdown on my Substack later. The full breakdown is just reading the rest of the article. Spoiler alert, that's what they do. Yay. Anywho, this is coming from Politico. Treasury will no longer vet IRS Federal Advisory Committee. Let me repeat that. Make sure it gets into you. Treasury will no longer vet IRS Federal Advisory Committee. The examination would have suspended the panel's public meetings, which could have blocked the committee from making recommendations to the IRS on behalf of taxpayers. The Treasury Department is resuming public meetings for a federal advisory committee for the IRS and is no longer examining the panel's members, according to an email obtained by Politico. On Wednesday, all 75 volunteer members of the Taxpayer Advocacy Panel, which monitors public feedback and offers the IRS recommendations about tax forms and taxpayer assistance centers, were told they were subject to additional vetting from the White House Presidential Personnel Office, according to an email Politico obtained last week. The move, which prompted at least 2 members to resign, spurred a Treasury directive to suspend the panel's public meetings, which meant the committee could not make any formal recommendations to the IRS. It is amazing that the Trump administration wants all of this vetting for everyone else, but if you remember, Taz Farms remembers, they didn't want any of the nominees of Trump properly vetted. There was no FBI vetting this time. There wasn't the proper chain of command. Like, there's supposed to be so many committees that they go through, like so many steps. They didn't. But everybody that's advocating, rightfully so, for us as a part of the checks and balances, they want to vet into oblivion. They want to find something to say, oops, nope, you can't be here. No. But Treasury has since suspended the plans. An email dated September 22nd says, we were recently informed that Treasury will not be proceeding with the additional vetting process as disclosed last week. We can schedule our public meetings and resume all activities, wrote the panel's acting director, Saul Hernandez, in an email. So back to business as usual. The email did not specify whether the White House would also back off its plans for the panel. The White House and Treasury did not immediately respond to requests for comment. It is also unclear how the panel, which has no policy-making power, drew the attention of the White House. Trump has control issues. So does everybody working in the West Wing. The Trump administration has reorganized or dismantled several advisory boards since the beginning of the year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, which recommends vaccines, was completely overhauled, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics shut down its Technical Advisory and Data Users Advisory Committees, which offer guidance on statistical methodology and specialized economic expertise. These panels similarly do not have direct policy-making power, but their guidance can carry significant weight and influence policy and economic views. Here's the thing. All of these MAGA sycophants that are cheering on what Trump is doing, they don't understand that these are safeguards for them. They don't understand this at all. They are cheering away the checks and balances, the safety nets for the common man that they claim that Trump is supposed to be stepping up for, that he's supposed to be representing. But once again, The United States is failing an open book test. Over and over and over again, the United States keeps failing open book test. You're allowing things to be walked away. You're saying, don't tread on me while welcoming the treading. You are now laying down and letting the footprints remain on you. Why? Like, seriously, why? Okay, hold on. Uh, Two quick notes. One, when we get done here, I will be picking up my copy of Kamala Harris's new book, the one that became available tonight at midnight. So we will begin the series on that this evening ahead of the Conversations with Taz podcast for Talk About It Tuesdays. So TikTok and Substack, we will convene here 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and start going through that book. And then 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central will be over on the Tube Review for Conversations with Taz, Talk About It Tuesday, and get into other stuff from there. Also, for those that don't know, I am working on the last finishing touches on anti-racist journaling book, taking the series from Substack and the Sunday series that I do on TikTok of giving journal prompts and putting it in a nice, concise book. It will be a part of a series. So when it becomes available, it will be available through Amazon. Don't come for me, Argentina. That's where the deal is through. Because right now we don't have ISBN budget. So we're going that route. Once that becomes available, I will make the links available for you to get that. Now, coming from Politico, backing away from Russia, Trump says Ukraine should win back its land and NATO allies should shoot down incursions. The president's remarks come after a meeting with Ukraine's president. And the fact that Putin has just been showing that he don't give a damn about Trump and that he's going to continue to use Trump, what the rest of us knew all along that Trump still couldn't figure out. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that NATO allies should shoot down Russian aircraft encroaching on their airspace and walk back earlier support for Russia to keep the Ukrainian territory it has won. I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form, he wrote on social media shortly after meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly. Trump, you didn't get that when the EU Avengers assembled upon the White House with Zelensky and they asked you to do something that truly would have been historic and put together a meeting, will facilitate a meeting between Putin and Zelensky, and you be there to ensure that Putin would show up. Because we all know Putin believes that you'll just do whatever he says. For months, as he tried to coax Russian President Vladimir Putin into peace talks, Trump indicated Ukraine needed to be realistic about its long-term prospects and military disadvantage, suggesting it would have to give up land it had already lost in order to end the war. Although Trump has been reluctant to increase sanctions on Moscow despite the urging of NATO allies and many Republicans in Washington, his shift in rhetoric and strategic assessment of the war itself suggests the president is coming to terms with the fact that his diplomatic overtures to Putin have been unsuccessful. You mean his ass kissing to Putin wasn't working? The bravado and the posturing didn't do a damn thing. But Trump's messages to Ukraine in recent days have been inconsistent at times, ambiguous at others. Following his February dust-up with Zelensky in the Oval Office, was it really a dust-up between Trump and Zelensky? Because that was the first litmus test for JD put it in the pullout vans, and it didn't go that well. Yeah. Trump has been increasingly conciliatory and at times empathetic in expressing support for Ukraine's cause. That's because somebody else is in his ear. At this point, oh yeah, I still don't trust him either. At this point, I think Melania is in his ear, letting him know the truth of the history behind the Soviet Union, USSR, Russia, Ukraine, all of that stuff, and how bad it is. As long as I've been following Trump, especially when things came out in last year's New York fraud case, he does truly listen to Melania. The biggest thing that he learned from the breakdown of his marriage with Ivana is that he needs to listen to at least the women he chooses to be his wife, because he does choose women who in the business realm are better negotiators, better investors, like they're overall better than him, and they should be used as advisors at the very least. Now, does that mean that I'm a Trump fan? No, absolutely not. Just stating facts. I don't always like the facts, but I'm going to bring them. While at the same time growing frustrated with Putin's refusal to engage in peace talks. But that seemed to change 5 weeks ago when the Russian leader asked for a summit with Trump in Alaska, where the president emerged from 3 hours of talks, declaring that there was a general agreement in place for direct talks between Putin and Zelensky, which we all know was a lie. That, of course, never happened, as Russia has only increased its attacks. Of course, just like every time BB from Philly talks to Trump, and Trump comes out acting a fool, posturing and blowing smoke. We'll try to blow smoke up everybody's ass. BB from Philly just increases the attacks on everybody. But it's good to know that somebody's in his ear, you know. So, anybody following the Ryan Ruth trial? That is the gentleman who allegedly was plotting to assassinate Trump at Mar-a-Lago, but never set up a gun, never anything. Verdict is in. He has been found guilty of an assassination attempt on Trump at the Florida Golf Club. I will update that story series once we get done here. ICE mistakenly tased and detained a citizen in Chicago, leaving the individual hospitalized because racism. Now, coming from the Raw story, Kirk's comments, Charlie Kirk, on race are forcing Black evangelicals into an awkward position. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Evangelicals are rushing to recognize Charlie Kirk as a martyr to the cause, but it's putting Black evangelicals in a difficult position where they must reconcile some of his statements with their faith. You mean blasphemous grifters under the label of pastor, preacher, minister? The Washington Post reported Monday that as white evangelicals herald Kirk as his generation's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they're attributing Kirk to somebody who he had no respect for. Let's ignore the fact that they didn't share the same ideologies. They weren't even on the same level. But Kirk had zero respect for Reverend Dr. King, made it known, was very vocal about this. And one pastor thinks it's because they're putting their faith in politics above their faith in Jesus Christ. No, they're putting their praising and worshiping of whiteness above everything else. It's okay to report things honestly. I think that their allegiance to their political association trumps their connection to the cross. No, it is their connection to whiteness. This is why they consistently bastardize any religion that they are attached to. and they lie about it and redact it, and this is why they don't encourage their parishioners, their congregation members, to actually study, to actually read, to even bring a Bible with them. They love to put what they want you to believe is in the Bible up on screen. This is why a lot of these churches are now saying that they're having guest speakers, or that there's a speaker this week instead of a minister, instead of a shepherd, instead of a pastor, instead of a teacher. Mm, mm. And as far as Black people, actual ministers are having no problem telling the truth about Charlie Kirk. Now, Coontastic Coalition members, coon's gonna coon. Okay? Okay. A sambo is gonna sambo. A minstrel show is going to travel. And we know this. But once again, stop acting as if the most discerning community on the planet can't discern. We know who's for us and we know who's against us. Sometimes we speak on it publicly, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's just a conversation with the family. If you know, you know. But I'm going to need people to stop every time the white community, the white diaspora, those that are practicing and non-deconstructing, are in crises. You want to pull in the Black community as if we need saving and we need guidance. No, we see what's going on. You need to reconcile with the fact that you will praise everybody but the deity that you wield as a weapon towards everyone else. You will worship everybody but the Christ that you use as a sword. You will follow the tenets of white supremacy before you follow the tenets of Christ. This is why they always want to put the 10 commandments up everywhere. This is why they always want to talk about the 10 commandments. Hello, you know what? Unless you're Jewish, you're not under the Talmud or the Torah, meaning you're not under Mosaic law. Therefore, you're not under the 10 commandments. You want to know whose commandments you are under? Christ. You are under Jesus the Christ commandments, and there's only 2 of them. And if you know what the greatest commandment is, then you should know 1, which will lead you to 2. You don't hear anybody talk about the greatest commandment. You don't hear anybody talking about Christ's commandments. But I mean, if you want to keep bringing up the 10 commandments and acting as if you live solely underneath the 10 commandments and you still want to hold on to Mosaic law, do you realize that there are over 100 commandments throughout the Bible? Then you should live according to all of them. Get a little food for thought. Just get a little food for thought. Just a little food for thought. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just yeah. But these are the same people that will take the word of Paul over anybody else. These are the same people that don't understand the difference between a Christian Jew and a Jewish person practicing Judaism. When you don't realize that Christian Jewish individuals, that there are subsets of the Jewish community, you're going to keep being manipulated into Zionism. Because I want you to explain to me how a community of people could be the chosen of a God they don't recognize or serve. I need you all to finally think about and realize who Israel is. And I need y'all to think about why Paul kept pointing out that, yes, I am Jewish. I understand pagan rituals and this ritual and that ritual, but I am Christian. I am a follower of Christ. I am. But since we're all here, exactly, Swords. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I couldn't remember if it was your mom's side or your dad's side. That's why. But yeah. But since we're all still here, it's about 4:30 Eastern, almost 3:30 Central. I don't know if y'all watching, y'all heathens, because Tasmanian devil, heathen. I guess the only rapture we caught up in is Anita Baker. You know, caught up in the rapture of love. Paul was Jewish. Paul was Jewish and Roman. Yes, heathens unite. Get your eyes examined so you can come back and feed me, Seymour. Yeah, we all still here. Like I said, unless we've been caught up in, we're in the good place. It's not exactly the good place. I don't know. Roman is a nationality. Jewish is an ethnicity. How do I, you know what? You want to fight about it? Because we can fight about it. Ow. I just realized you flipped my note. We'll have that conversation when you come home. Yeah, Judaism does run through the mother side. So, like I said, I am going to have a bit of a snack till I wait for somebody else to come back. Thank y'all for joining me. Like I said, we're going to pick up that copy of the book. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. We'll be back on TikTok and Substack. Sorry, YouTube. That will be our new book for the new series. He was not a Gentile, dear. And then I will see you all at 9 Eastern, 8 Central for Talk About It Tuesday for Conversations with Taz. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Make sure you go out and get into some good trouble. But remember, darlings, nothing that requires bail in this economy because Trump done made us all broke. And I guess happy Rapture-palooza. I guess we have till tomorrow to figure out if we've been left behind or swept away. I don't know. But I will be looking for the young lady who said that if the rapture didn't happen, she would be issuing an apology because I want to see how that apology goes. I don't like who she apologizing to. Us, the Lord herself. Like who? I don't know. But y'all be good. I will be seeing you later. Bye. Oopsies.